Yo, hello everybody, welcome back, it's Switch here with another video. I just want to do some update on my mage, wizard, whatever you want to call, rune hunter with frost spells. That's how we're gonna call it. Anyway, so I'm so excited about the game. Game is crazy good. I just started recently, so that's why my level is so low, but that doesn't really matter. The point is I'm happy to continue playing the game. So just gonna do the introduction, just explaining what we are running. So we're running the Frost Bomb with the spell activation on spell hit to activate the Frost Ball. So that's the main idea of the build, and I will continue with this build until we're going to hit 100 level, and then I will swap that build into the critical damage. So right now, as you can see, currently we're running persistence rune, so for the boosting the flat damage, obviously. And about 10 seconds of dealing damage, we hitting about 5 million DPS right now without any critical hits. And why I'm telling this, the reason is because for some difficult maps we might just lacking of mana. So normally I wish to run like that. So as you can see, we just triggering the Frost Ball, and it's great. So we can deal much more damage, obviously, because there is so much stuff on the screen. We can actually trigger the Frost Ball, so we're getting extra free balls. And obviously, for the Frost Bomb, we are having 11 projectiles. So the Frost Ball itself is so fast, so you might not see that. So I have the screen here. As you can see, there's 11 projectiles. It's good to have extra projectiles from the Zodiac, which you can get extra two projectiles. For this mastery here, it's the waterfall, and that gives you the +2 projectile count. I will show you the average Zodiac points in a minute. So I was actually wondering like what's going on. So I have like 2 extra projectiles. So if you didn't know, so basically you will have not the ball, not the Frost Ball, but the projectiles from the Frost Bomb. So not the Frost Bomb, there's not going to be 2 Frost Bomb. I was confused because on the beginning I was adding like a multi-shot rune here, and I didn't see anything. But the thing is, like, this is so fast. Firstly, I thought it's going to be the the Frost Bomb, not just the projectile from the Frost Bomb. So I was mistaken. But basically, yeah, on the screen I just took the screenshot and I just realized, yeah, okay, so we're just having the 11 projectiles right now. We are going to end up with 12 or maybe more, so because just simply the reason behind adding more projectiles is we are going to have more because the skill itself is going to be upgraded to the legendary at some point, hopefully. Just give me a second. It's still not familiar with everything. So the skill itself is right now you're running +1 projectile count. So when you're having the blue with the Zodiac is going to be 10, with the rare upgrade is going to be 11, or without the Zodiac is going to be 8. So but obviously we wish to get the Zodiac +2 projectiles, and the legendary one is going to give us extra 1 on top of the rare one, so +2 projectile, and we're going to end up with 12. But I think we're going to have probably later on some extra projectiles from the gear, but it's not really mandatory, not necessary. I'm just trying to say, just trying to explain how the build is going on. So long story short, we just dive to the gear, we're just going to dive to the Zodiac, we're just going to dive to the runes, like really quickly everything. This is just the update of my character. So basically we wish to proceed like so, but if you will have the map, the yellow map, I just realized there are some maps like are going to force you to use like extent amount of mana, and then the good idea is just to swap to remove the spell activation on hit. And then obviously we have extra slot here, so we're just going to add something like some extra damage in this scenario, and then just use the Frost Bomb. So before I will show you everything, guys, if somebody really want to show it, we're just going to quit this zone, and just for the explanation, just going to pop out some dungeon. I'm not going to run dungeons, that's not the point. I just done it like 7-8 hours of dungeons, so I'm really happy about this. So if you will upgrade your yellow card, is already I upgraded everything already, then you might have something like well, it's not here, but you might have something, you might occur something like the 25% mana cost amplification, and this is like really bonkers, honestly. Like it's crazy good. Not for you, obviously. It's just crazy good to well, to not have the mana. I don't know what I want to say. Well, I want to say basically you won't have the mana because this is going to just obliterate your mana. Yeah, that's what I want to say. That was the other one. No, that was the one. 25% mana cost amplification. So yeah, that's just going to burn your mana. That's what I want to say, like instantly, and you won't have any mana because when you trigger your Frostball, you will obviously consume the mana as well. So for those situations, for those maps, you might get, you will get less damage. You will get less damage, but you will be efficient enough to basically snowball literally the whole map. So just for the boss fight, definitely you will have less damage. So like I said, for 10 seconds fight I test, we just lacking about like 2 million DPS. So in other words, the end game build I wish to have like so. Basically Frost Bomb with spell activation on spell hit to activate the Frostball. Although also the idea for the totally endgame build is to add the Blizzard, because we don't need both. We don't need both of either. If you just want to run just Frost Bomb without the activation of the Frostball, you don't need both of either Bulwark of Protection or the improved senses, because they just have the cooldown. They're sharing the cooldown. So we will see how it's going to be, but right now there are two variants. If you don't have the mana enough, if you're lacking with the mana, you're just swapping to just using the Frost Bomb, which is crazy good. I'm just gonna open basically this is the still introduction. I'm just gonna open whatever, just random, and then we're just going to dive to explaining what's going on. So maybe I'm just going to remove the screenshot. We're just having the 11 projectiles. And right now I have with the activation, so I'm just going to swap to this one. So that's the current build. It's just crazy good DPS output. And obviously on level 100 I wish to swap into the critical damage with this one, and I'll be super happy. So yeah, we just snowball the content, and that's how it looks like. And the other variation, which is also crazy good, because when we triggering the Frostball, just gonna press 1. When we trigger the Frostball are kind of slow, and they need to go through that path where we're casting the spell, and it's kind of time consuming. As you can see, they rolling, right? They just rolling. But with casting just the Frost Bomb, that's crazy as well. This spell is crazy, it's no doubt. But with just the casting the Frost Bomb, and that's the image, it's going to be like 11 projectiles. We basically obliterate the whole map instantly by just pressing 1 Frost Bomb, and you will see that right now. So like, what's going on? It's just whole map, you see? It's just those 11 projectiles are just basically going everywhere. So you don't really care. You just care to hit maybe like a main target, which is like maybe some allied, some rare packs, whatever. But at the end of the day, you don't really bother at all, because you can spam literally anywhere you like, because those 11 projectiles are just basically obliterate the whole map. So that's this build. This build is crazy. It's crazy. Maybe it's not the meta build, but I'm so excited. I just go with the flow and I just choose to play the mage basically with the frost skills, which everybody is saying like it's a trash because you should go poison with damage over time. Yeah. I think it's amazing. I really wanna do like 100 level with this build, then swap into critical damage, and then obviously every rune and every aspect in this build I wish to be a legendary. I don't know I'll be able to do so, but I will continue my journey, and stream is daily stream. If you wanna pop out and say hello, you might do if you like. So I'm not really talking much on the stream unless somebody will talk to me, because there is no point. I'm listening to the music and grinding, and basically that's what I've done all my life playing Diablo 2. So if you're a fan of hack and slashes and you will play Diablo 4, so definitely that's going to be channel for you. But like I said, I'm not really talking much because I don't really see the points that usually there's nobody here and there is no point to talk. But if somebody wanna share something like what I can change with this mage, although I don't really wanna change anything, I just wanna proceed and play by myself. But you might say your thoughts, why not, if you wanna pop out, because I don't really have like comments, as you can see, just simply because I don't really see any value in some random comments. Like if you really wanna, you know, talk with me or something, you can just pop out to the stream, and this is going to be much more healthy than just some useless comments. I'm not saying like everybody's, you know, typing the useless comments, but at the end of the day, it's just like the internet these days. Don't really, you know, how to put it, like don't want to waste my time to read something like, I don't know, which is not important at all. So this is just casual build. Obviously I'm not trying to do something like super high DPS or whatever. I just want to basically enjoy myself, and right now, without no further ado, because there is no point. Oh, actually we can just kill. I was actually talking enough, so I just want to quit this because I just want to show the build, but it's already 97%, right? So I'm just going to kill the chaos dungeon boss, whatever chaos boss, and maybe the boss is going to kill us. Never know, do you? But I think we're fine. Okay, so that was it. So definitely for those maps with like high amplification on the mana, which basically causing the mana burn of our character, it's much better to just go with the frost bomb. But other maps, or if you're not lacking the mana, definitely you just want to go with extra frost bolts, because the frost bolt is amazing. So what we wanna go with right now? Zodiacs, like super fast. I'm not going to dwell much. First thing first, as you can see, dexterity and intelligence and strength. So with the items, the stats are something about like 190 and 173. So my goal is to firstly get dex to 200, and then secondly we're just going for intelligence, if I'm not mistaken, though, because in the Maggot Zodiac we are having 30% projectile damage if intelligence and dexterity is 200 or more. So that's my goal. This is really important for this build, 30% more DPS basically for the projectile. So we're almost hitting 200 here, and then we're going to get extra over then, and obviously we just wanna go then 200 to the strength, because the Maggot is just amazing. And then when we are having dexterity, intelligence and strength for 200 or more, on 200 or more, we're just getting 40% damage overall. So this is like super huge, and we don't really need to invest to anything. We can just press here, just over there. So this is like Maggot is crazy. I really like this tree, and I will obviously try to get there. Hopefully on the level 100 we are going to achieve this. So Zodiacs. So that's the explanation of the stats. Obviously, on the beginning you're just putting for the items, and then you can reset constantly without spending any gold anyway. With the same with the Zodiacs on the beginning. If you don't have the end game content yet, if you are like level 70 and you didn't have yet like a end game, or maybe even the higher, you can just constantly maneuver between Zodiacs and stats. That's no problem. So we're just going to jump right now to all points. So the number 1, just like so, everything, and the number 2, 7 over there, which is the Wanderer, like so. I'm just going to do this quickly because if somebody really want to watch it, then you can just pause obviously the video, the forest, like so. And the number 3, and the number 3, we're just having the Yunus, like so. Actually, yeah, we're just getting something to the potion cooldown recovery speed. I don't know, I just done this. I was feeling like so. Maybe we might reset this like totally on the end game and just not even trying to dump any points over there. So number 4 over here, the seeds. So we just go like so in the middle. And then the number 6 is over there. Actually, I put lots of points over there. We're just having to the breath element damage and like so to the cold penetration because it's a cold build at the end of the day and it's going to be. And then we have the convection to get extra life, extra dodge, extra armor because majority of the time I was using the armor with amplification of the dodge, but at the end of the day we're just going to run 200 dex anyway, so the dodge is like super crazy good. Also for spell dodge, extra spell dodge, and just to basically avoid those nasty spells, right? Because at the end of the day there's some area of effect and you can't really jump from it, so it's good to dodge. So that's number 6 and number 7. I didn't put anything to the number 7 as you can see, and the number 8 we are running the 6 over there, and this is like huge we do for the dual wielding, and then we have the elemental damage, element damage when we dual wielding, and then extra 30 damage when dual wielding, and yada yada yada, everything to the damage. Basically number 8 like so. And the last but not least, it's our specialization. So I was trying, well, basically I done like so. So we have the acceleration here with the attack speed, the cast speed, and movement speed. And then we have the overpower, which is basically plus damage, armor pan, and elemental penetration as well. Everything to the damage. Here we just go with with the flow. We just go like so. Element damage again, knowledge effect, which is crazy good, cast speed, damage upon spell plus 50%, 20% of the knowledge to that effect, and then amplification, element damage, and yeah, pretty much like so. And this one is crazy as well. We're still missing 1 point here. So element damage, projectile counts, yada, projectile damage, and we're just going to add another 15% element damage because I choose this path on the left side, which is the amplification of the damage when you're having the int. So we're just going to have 4% on 200, obviously 5% on 250. But the intelligence to amplify damage is going to be the last thing, like when I reach the strength 200. So probably I won't have much more point to go farther than 200 on top of 200, right? On top of what we are going to have. And then we have some cast speed amplification. So yeah, that's with the Zodiacs. With the gear, there's not really much to talk to. Those 2 weapons, there are the weapons which I crafted before the main fight. I mean the Act 10. So, and I just keep it and I just live like so. So we have the HP on kill, cold damage, attack and spell damage. We have chaos res. And we have the attack and spell damage. They are good. The DPS is good. Element damage on those bases for those daggers you always will have the 30% element damage. So overall, I don't really like to roll and waste the time, just simply because for me the improvement of 20 DPS here is not really the improvement. For me, the improvement is going to be some unique, great daggers. Both items need to be unique, unless on level 100 the rare items can be much more better. So that's the only reason for crafting the yellow gear. If they're going to be much better, then I'm not going to hunt the uniques. Right now I don't care, because till level 90-ish, whatever, I know the uniques item are going to be much better, so I'm just the unique hunter. I've done all the time for the Diablo 2 with the high runes, and I don't mind to hunt this. I will get everything what's possibly you can get, so stay tuned for that. We will have the whole equipment if the possibility to get the unique items is the best in slot, or they are much better in slot on the level 90s and 95s, I will try to get at least. But definitely I will get for sure in some, it's just a matter of time. So the second item we are running, that's what I show you. Why I can't just... Oh, sorry, excuse me, because I was trying to click on it, but basically you just need to put the arrow, the pointer on it. Okay, so this one is just giving us the HP on kill is great, cold damage, attack and spell damage, and those two, the last ones, those two are just like not important at all. Gear stats requirement and the dot rate is not important. So actually I supposed to try to get something with the percentage value of the attack and spell damage, and I supposed to reroll this one, and I might consider it's going to be much better, like just to get that extra attack and spell damage. But even so, I'm just running right now without like basically those two mods suffixes, and I'm fine, because at the end of the day that's not the goal of end game gear, right? So I'm just running like so. But I think after this video I will just reroll. I don't even realize, because that was on the fight before the main fight with the boss on the Act 10. I didn't had much more materials to proceed with basically crafting, so I just end up like so. I was actually happy we had that cold damage and attack spell damage, and overall the good enough damage. Okay, so with the rest of the gear, like I will try to be like super quick. Element damage, as you can see, 38% and plus extra 22%. Rest is kind of like int cold rest, and then we have the belt with 19 to strength, 54 HP and 10% HP. So basically everything what I'm trying to get here was a strength and as much health, but overall this belt is not really important here. Then we have the both rings just to element damage percentage, so 25 and 16, some HP, some strength, intelligence, and here again 25% base element damage, and then we can roll 15 element damage, and cast speed is crazy good. And if I really wanna change something, I might consider to get another extra cast speed on this one to get much more DPS output, but overall I don't really, like I said, I don't really wanna waste the mats, I don't really wanna waste my time to roll the stuff, so we're just gonna leave like it is. The helm, it's amazing right now, at least. Armor is great. So we have the some freeze dodge chance, doesn't really matter. 52 mana is okay, but 12 element resist, that's crazy good. 12 to all element resist. On top of that we have 36 fire res and 43 poison res, so this helm is bonkers, it's crazy good. I actually end up with the Unix shoulders, so we have the shoulders for the required level 5, and the reason behind this is just because, well, basically we have 25% damage, but that's not the reason. Although 25% damage is great, right? But we have +1 movement skill rune max use count, and then we have 20% movement skill rune cooldown recovery speed. This is like crazy good. Crazy good item, although I don't feel like it's going to be on the end game. Then the armor right now, which I currently running, is the dodge rate 1493, with plus extra 22 dex, 24% dodge rate, 191 HP, plus 30 chaos res. Why not? Obviously before the fight was a crazy good, and 8.5 status effect dodge chance. It's good armor, although I can change into some other armors. And what I'm trying to say for this one, this armor is good as well. A little bit less of the dodge rate, that's a shame, but boosting our mana, basically the reason behind I like to swap. On this one we're having 16 HP on kill and 10 mana on kill. It's crazy good for snowballing, for basically clearing the whole dungeons maps, but at the end of the day when we're fighting with the boss we don't really need those two stats, so it's good, but I still prefer to running what I'm running right now. Then Cataclysm Feast, I don't think so they are best in slot right now, because we're just having the 12% cold damage, although the max roll is just a 12, so maybe later on in the future, because I wish to run the Blizzard. So we have the area damage and area of effects, so maybe, but still we have like loads of armor, 302 armor, and then we have the cold rest 61. So at the end of the day they're not really bad, but there are some better options to choose, even if you're running the cold build. We can just run maybe attack speed faster and cast speed faster, and then we have the poison res, and obviously the poison res damage, which I'm not running the poison character, but at the end of the day, like I said, cast speed maybe and attack speed might be a little bit better, but then I don't have that 300 of armor, so I'm actually considering to try to do everything, you know, dodge, armor, along those lines. So definitely those gloves are crazy good, and the fire breach shield might be good on the end game, and just simply because they amplify they amplify the damage almost 10% for the shield or burning enemies. So even if you running, doesn't matter what build you are running, you will apply the this amplification, because those gloves are adding extra fire and damage, fire and cold damage. So you will get that because damage amplification against shield or burning enemies. So you will burn and you will chill everybody else on the floor, despite the fact what build you are running. So this is might be gloves for the end game build, you never know. And the shoes which I'm running right now, the movement speed 20 increase is great, but almost 20 projectile damage. So this is like crazy good. 90% projectile, which this build is all about the projectiles. And then we have some lighting res and then hit rate, which is crazy good, 10, and +2 spell block expertise. So this is about the gear. I actually was talking a little bit more than I thought so I'm going to, but yeah, this is about the gear. And the last thing, we had the zodiacs, we had the gear, we had the introduction, and the last thing, slowly we just try to show you guys what we are having here. So we have two run growth magic runstones, so for the frostball and for the frostbomb. So those two, and this one, it just +1 for the roll. It's not really important. It's just important to have those two DPS output damage. Obviously, for some future, in some future, I wish to maybe expand this. There is no point right now. The 100,000 is kind of expensive though. So the frostbomb, right now it's the level 24, and the basically what we're having here, the shard counts, it's here 11. Actually, you can read this, but I've done the screenshot. But anyway, good to know. Cold damage, chill chance. I think the most important part of reading this is just jump to the H, to the compendium, and then just go with the blue runes. I think that's much more convenient to read to what we are going to get to when we're progressing. So we have the projectile speed and chill chance. Damage multiplier, it's 60%, but on the legendary we have 100 damage multiplier against chill enemies. So that's the most important part here. Chill chance is higher, +1 to projectile, and then we are having the 100 damage multiplier. And with the frostball, currently we're having like a 40% shield chance, 100% damage against shield enemies. So that's why it's so great, because we on the rare frostball is already having like 100 damage against shield enemies, 60% strike damage multiplier, 20% shield chance, 35 chill effect. And when we going to have the legendary one, as you can see, is going to be cold damage, is going to be boost as well, and chill chance 10% is going to be 50, 150% damage against chill enemies, and 150 strike damage multiplier. So it's jumping from 60 to 150, so that's crazy. Chill chance is higher, so that's crazy good. I just want to jump to the frostbomb as well and just do like so. That was actually, it's super nice to spot on the changes. So multiplier again, it's going to be +40. So yeah, that's about the skills and about the runes. So obviously, if you see something I can improve with, maybe change the colors from the green to the red to armor penetration. Although I don't think so. There's anything better than the projectile acceleration, at least this one green. But the rest, also I don't think so there's anything better from like white runes, right? Because later on some magic and rare that might be much better, but right now we're just going run like it's so, because I can't really get anything better than this. So we're just running the project acceleration, and also I'm not going to dwell much because well, you can pause the video, you can see everything, but at the end of the day I'm going to read. So plus 30 projectile speed, projectile damage almost 50%, and then we have the magic, so which is 10% projectile speed and 5% projectile damage. And as you can see, the same rune over there, basically everything is the same. Additional cold damage, so it's crazy good. Extra damage, as you can see, almost 120, 170 cold damage, so 70 to 23 extra damage on top of that. The persistence here is the normal, we're having the persistence, the rare, you can swap in between, it depends for the scenario. Basically, if you will run just the frost bomb, I just swap persistence here, but if we are not going to run just the frost bomb, we might just get the persistence here. At the end of the day, you just want to get both of rare persistence, because the rare one, as you can see, is just 40% strike damage and 5% chance to get the double damage on hit. It's just crazy. And just the normal one, the flat one, the normal one is just meh, right? It's just not so good, but that plus 40% strike damage is crazy. Okay, so we're having the additional cold damage, persistence obviously, so the spell activation rune to activate, and then the spell damage increase, which is, oh my god, 76.7% damage upon spell on level 24 and plus 20% damage upon spell, just because it's a magic, but we just obviously want to upgrade. I really wish to upgrade everything like it is, like so, just to be rare, and I'd be just super happy, although I might be much better rune over there. So the cold penetration definitely is just going to keep this one. Basically, this is just, you need to craft this. You can't obtain, you can't buy this. And also the persistence, you need to craft this. Cold penetration is going to remain here. Do I have the better version? Yeah, so the cold penetration, it's just plus 3 to cold penetration on the magic one, and the normal one, it's just having the cold penetration and cold damage. At the end of the day, it's a cold build, so the cold penetration really important. And then last but not least, we are having the quick cast here with the extra boosting to basically casting the spell. It's faster, right? So that's great. And as you can see, it's normal. It still is lots of room to improvement. That's the normal one, and that's the normal one. So I really wish to have everything here rare, and then we're just going to basically snowball the content. Be just broken, crazy good. Maybe it's not going to be like the best, obviously, DPS output, but definitely something to consider to play with. And then the last things which I'm running. So I'm running the roll because the roll is amazing. We just having the dodge rate amplification, and then the dodge rate, and it just for duration of how long it is. I'm just blind. Max count. Maybe just on the end. I don't know. Where is that? I don't know. I'm just blind, guys. Sorry about that, but duration 4 seconds, and duration for the dodge rate. Because I assume we're just having that extra dodge rate when we roll, right? Or it's just permanent. Oh. Or maybe just for 1 second. Anyway. Gain nimble, because that nimble is the dodge? I need to check this one. I don't know what that word means anyway. So yeah, funny me, I know, but I need to check nimble. Where's the dictionary?
Nimble.
Means, no, doesn't do anything. Basically means nothing. I think it's just for the movement speed. I think it's just for the movement speed. And but it doesn't make any sense, right? The dodge rate, we need to activate this to get the dodge rate. So if it's just for 1 second, it's kind of like but still, dodge rate amplification. Anyway, so I'm using the roll because it's just great, because that's give you the dodge amplification. So that's why it's much better than the teleportation. Also, although the teleport will give you the plus element res, as you can see, but for this one you can use Bulwark of Protection to get 100% extra armor and 85 element res if you really wish to. But I actually end up with running the improved senses because I'm running 2 daggers, so that's also crazy good, because we actually have gear block expertise, additional effect when dual wielding daggers, but I don't really care that much about this one. I really care about dodge rate amplification, shares cooldown between defense enhanced skills. So we are actually having almost 60% dodge rate amplification on top of our dodge. So this is like, oh my god. So obviously I want to get this rare, and this is much better than using the Bulwark of Protection. So the final thought is, I didn't mention the release element. So basically that's the amplifier rune. Amplifies element damage and increase cast speed duration, skills duration. So for 4 seconds we're having like 27% almost damage amplification and 21% cast speed. Then I'm just going to show you right now on the tree how it looks like. So I much rather to go with improved senses, just simply because we can dodge everything, and it doesn't really matter how much we having the element res or armor res or whatever, because we can roll or dodge everything. So that's why we just end up with the how it is: roll, release element, and then the improved senses, and then obviously the frostball. The frostbomb as the main skill to trigger the frostball, and in some scenarios we might just play the frostbomb and put instead of frostball something else. Like I said, I really wish to add the blizzard here, or maybe for trigger slot, whatever. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. And just juggle between the frostball and frostbomb. So yeah, and last thing but not least, 5% dodge rate amplification. I think it's just when we're using this, right? But the nimble effect is just movement speed increase. Or maybe the nimble effect is everything. It's explained kind of strange. In this first sentence is gain nimble for 1 second after rolling movement speed 10% increase. It just feels like it's not, but it's everything. It's just basically the nimble effect. I just realized right now it's just everything for 1 second, because if that will be longer than 1 second, it'll just be like super crazy. That's why we're having that extra to the nimble effect. So it's not much, but still. So just 1 second for the extra amplification. Well, actually, every time we doing the roll, so 1 second we have the extra dodge and extra dodge rate amplification. So that's why it's good to have as much stacks as possible. So we're running with 4 stacks, and the reason behind we are having the 4 stacks here is well, basically we're having the use count to +1, and normally you have 2. The use count we have +1. And then I end up with running the overleaping shadow, which giving me +1 movement skill rune max use count. So okay, I was a little bit confused. Sorry about that. But at the end of the day, that's with me. I'm just reading too fast, and sometimes I just a little bit don't know what's going on. But I just need to read slowly, and I'll be fine. So I'm just going to wrap up this video. So we have the skills and the runes, time acceleration to the release element, so to have a little bit less of the cooldown, and then we just running the versatility here because I just randomly generate this rune. You know, you have some random runes and you craft them, and that's what I end up with. So we have something like so to boost a little bit more damage for 10 seconds. So when you're using this release element, we also for 10 seconds we have the extra attack speed, cast speed, armor pen, and element penetration. So that's super great. This is like super powerful. I didn't really think through much about what I can add to that release element, some extra runes and improved sense, because at the end of the day there are two main skills as well which I'm running, as you can see. So we have the roll, we have the release element, and we have the improved sense. So if you have some idea what we can add, so you can pop out to the chat and let me know for the release element and for the bulwark of protection. Excuse me, for the improved senses. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's it. Just for the release senses and for the improved release element. Oh my god, I'm just for the release element and for the improved senses. So yeah, what we can add, maybe here something so I can share with those two. I might take a look, and pretty much yeah, that's it for the build. So thank you much guys for watching. Sorry for me for trying to do this as fast, but we end up with 40 minutes. Oh my god! But I will just nicely put timestamps in the video, so if somebody wanna watch and just, you know, step by step, it's going to be much better than listening 40 minutes, right? Just give me a second. I just wanna think. Do I really wanna add something to it? I think the next video I will do, like, I'll be like level 90. So we'll see how many changes are going to be. So I think it's everything, right? Just one more time. Gear, we have the zodiacs, we have the skills, we have, and yeah, nothing more. We just need to grind. Before I finish, there's going to be like guide for the people who just started to play like I am, because I'm totally free to play. I just bought the skin because I just like the game, I enjoyed the game, and I will just explain in the next video. Do we really need to buy the stash? And if you wanna buy the stash, because as you can see, well, basically that's going to be the first stash you wanna buy, but I will explain the reason behind like which one you should buy first, because there is so many and people might be confused. I already see on the Reddit like people unlock some stashes and they're not really important at all, because for the majority of time I'm running about like 70, 80 or like 100, like so. That's more than enough space to gather the loot and then sell that loot or disassemble, whatever you want to go with. Usually we're just selling everything to get the money, but this is going to be in the next video. So thank you very much guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. There's not going to be much. I'm just going to record for the Undecember how I feel it. So maybe like few videos in the week, and then it's going to be nothing, because basically I'm just waiting for Diablo 4, and then when Diablo 4 is going to be, I'm just going to play only Diablo 4, and I will try to do as much as possible videos from Diablo 4. So one more time, thank you much guys for watching. If you feel like you want to add something to the video, just jump to the chat. I'm not really talking, sometimes I'm not talking at all, I'm just playing the game, and just try to write down some normal sentence, and just, you know, not just hi and nothing, and just hi and then just go with the flow, and then I will respond, because if you will just, you know, type some strange things, I'm not going to respond, because there is no point to, right? Okay though, so one more time, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video, maybe some people on the stream. And good grind with the Undecember. At the end of the day, it's free to play. I'm super ultra free to play, although as you can see I bought the skin, and I don't really see anything wrong with buying stuff in this game. Like for the Diablo Immortal, I'm just finishing right now, I'm just wrapping the video. just like final thoughts. For the Diablo Immortal, there's not really point, because at the end of the day you probably won't get anything. But here for the stash tabs, I think like it's okay. Definitely, if you're happy with the game, you should buy it, and I will explain you in the next video which one you're supposed to go first, because if you will try to unlock everything, might be just like a kind of lots of money, right? And you might just not have enough money to unlock everything, or also you just don't want to spend that kind of money. So yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Take care and bye for now.